Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Friday, May the 15th, the year's 2020. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. Okay, boys and girls and non-binary traders, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And remember, when you're trading, have your risk management and trace in place. Don't lose any more in any one single trade than you will lose. So have your position size and stop loss placed accordingly. And your brain, you have to manage your brain. No FOMO, no fear of missing out. You enter a trade because any one particular trade really shouldn't matter to you. It shouldn't be a trade. This next trade that you take, it shouldn't be a big deal. It's just one trade of many. And the regret of missing out, hey, if you take 2 pips and it runs 20, that's okay. If your goal was to make 2 pips, Walmall and I were talking this morning, and I was showing him the holo trades, and he got into a holo trade, took 2 pips on the pound, and the sucker ran like 20 some pips. But it was his mission to make two, and he did it. And he said, nope, he had no regret. Because you see, the pain that you feel when you're trading, it's not coming from the market. It's coming from your reaction to the market. So you have to almost be inert, meaning you don't react to it. The market doesn't cause you happiness or sadness. It causes you nothing. You just react to it, you do what you need to do, and then you just get on with it. So on the week, you see here, we had all the gaps filled. They all filled on Monday, if I remember correctly. But you see here, if you took that low breakout from the previous week, I believe it happened yesterday, 144 pips to the good. You can see here, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days. It's just looks pretty gloomy here on the pound. Something to note, if you look where that horizontal line is right there, you see we touched it and bounced yesterday, but it broke it today. And look right where price is here on that daily. So it could come down to here, possibly here, or even all the way down to here and beyond. Just something to be aware of. The weekly opening range right here, you see we're well below that. So if you took that trade a couple of days ago, you're up and wrote it out. You're good for 162 pips. Inside bar break, we didn't have one here on the daily, but if you look at the weekly right here, yesterday and then again today, good for 84, 83 pips at the moment. And the monthly inside bar, good for 42. Look at all those inside bars that are happening this month. That's this month. And you see the ones that are in gray means that you can trade them. So like right here on the Aussie CAD, let's just pull it up real quick. You can see here this monthly inside bar here and here, it's in it. That's why it's gray. So just so you know what that means. And that's the dashboard. Lots of pairs over 100 pips. Euro, New Zealand clocking in at 300. Now the pound, dollar 124. Once again, 40 pips below the previous day's low. Another nice little breakout trade. Pivot point was below the sell zone, so ignore that one. You took that one here. Actually, I was watching this on my broker. This was a spread. In other words, the bid was here and the ask was up here, and I was short. It's like, come on, bring that ass down. And too bad I just didn't hold on to that short for the whole entire time. But you have to trade what you see in the moment. Green rats, get ready. You're right here at that psychological 125 area, 9 pips off the daily low. All the biases are short, so take little nibbles. Don't expect a big run. Red rats have already feasted. And you can see here on the daily S3, we're right here. We touched S2 and reversed for you pivot traders. And you can see here, once again, we took out the pivot. We got a missed pivot here and a missed pivot here. 1 day ago, 35 days ago, 9 ago, 46 ago. And then we've got one left here. Well, we're a lot of pips away from that one. So, but we're only 73 here and 134. So those are reachable. Maybe not today, but maybe next week. Wick zone in and out, as you can see here, once again, off of that previous day's low once, twice, 3 times the lady, right? Wall mall trade, there was a nice spike up here. There was a hit here and then another hit here. If you stuck in that trade, wrote it out for the hour, you were paid off handsomely. This hour, on the other hand, it's been a fight. My broker's been slow to report. So I was in a couple long and I just punched out right here and said, hey, I should make a video, and got off the phone with Walmart. Okay, here once again, 3 ball at the bottom was green at the line. Take your pips. You see it was red at the line. Not too many pips to be had. In fact, you might have gotten out with 1 pip, but you had to be quick. On the map, as I like to call this, you can see we broke through an H4 low right here. And so as price was moving down, it was a it was a bull candle, all of a sudden right here. It broke that low, broke that low, broke that low, and it was see you later. It just fell all the way down to 113.9. And I fixed the indicator once again. I figured out what was going on. It was all in the indexes, and chances are you guys that are used this indicator, it probably didn't affect you because you probably weren't using that particular combination of inputs. But you can see here, we have crisscrossed this bottom, but we have to let this candle close. But you can see, and right here, there's a candle top that hasn't been crisscrossed yet. And I don't know if that, I'll have to maybe, I still maybe don't have that one right. What do we have here? Oh, only show near true. So if I turn that to false, then it shows them all. Okay, so that's what it was. So I have that only show near, that way your chart isn't all whacked out. And then you could also do only show near, and where's the other one? Only show not crisscrossed. And so these are the ones, as you can see, price went down, but it hasn't crisscrossed. So that's how that option works. And I guess I'll have to post the updated version here now that I think I've got it all squared away. Like I say, there's so many inputs, and unless you test every combination, you're not going to find it. But when you're writing code or doing things in life, sometimes it has to be good enough because you'll never get the perfect. And if you find a problem, then you go fix it, and then it's one step closer to perfect. It's incremental. Like I said, trying to put all those different input combinations together and testing it, it would take a lifetime, seriously, to find all the bugs and fix it. That's why when Microsoft releases the new version of Windows or whatever, I'm never the first. In fact, I usually wait a version. So if they were to release Windows 11, I wouldn't touch Windows 11 until Windows 12 came out, because by the time 12 comes out, they probably fixed 80% of the bugs in Windows 11. So that's just how I choose to manage those things. And, in trading, we talked about, size matters a couple of times. And, the whole idea is that you want to be comfortable when you're trading. You don't want to be worried. You don't want to get upset and angry, even though if you heard Walmall and I, what we say sometimes when we're in a trade, you guys would just crack up because it's like, but you guys said not to. Well, we're humans, so yeah. And as humans, we know things that we should and shouldn't do, but sometimes we do just the opposite because we're humans. And actually, it's because we don't have good habits formed. We and so what you have to do, it's just like trading. You have to get in the good habits. So if you put an order in and you haven't set the stop loss when you put it in, as soon as you put it in, then you set the stop loss. That way you won't lose any more any one particular trade than you're willing to lose. You put that stop loss in, it's like, you know what? If I get stopped out, oh well. It's like you have to like not care. You might not like it. You would prefer not to get stopped out with a loss. And then if you're up, 5 pips and you move that stop loss up to break even +1 and it comes down and just, wiggles you out and then runs another 20 pips, you just got to say, well, you know what? That's trading. I got a pip. I'm up a pip. I got one more pip than I had. Now, had you not moved your stop, then yeah, maybe you would have gotten 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, who knows. And this right here, this was the bar where at the time this was the lowest open and Walmall jumped in. He got his 2 pips and he left. How many did he leave on the table? Let's see. The open was at 58 and the high was at 92. So that's like 34. So he left 30 pips on the table, but no regrets. That's what he said. No regrets. So he had to go. That's why he's not on the he's not with me today while I'm making the video. But that's just something you just have to realize. And I'm still getting people asking me to mentor them, and I tell them, oh, I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm a horizontal line trader. A lot of times I do reversals. I also do breakouts. And so here, price is reversing off the bottom, but it could be breaking out of this distance between the 30 and the 20, leaving the 20 station, okay? Price looks like it wants to leave the 20 station and go into the teen station. And so you see the red candle at the line, you go short. That's it. You put your stop loss in here. Maybe you put your stop loss in at 21.30, 21.31. However you adjust it with your position size, okay? And so that's it. There's no more, there's nothing else to it. There's nothing else I can really mentor you on because and it's like I was talking to Walmart today. I said, just about all my methods, I can explain them in 3 sentences because it's simple. It's not complex. It's not a bunch of squiggly line stuff. Okay. Yeah, sure. I write some pretty cool indicators and all of that, like with the dashboards, but it's still, when you boil it down, almost most of that I've come up with, it's horizontal line trades, and all we're doing is looking to exploit certain distances, high minus open or high minus close, things of that nature. You're either trading towards the open, the daily open, or you're trading away from it. You're either trading towards the daily high or daily low, or you're trading away from it. Um, it's nothing more simple than that. It really, and so mentoring, I don't know. And then the other thing is, boys and girls, non-binary traders, if you want me to help you with something and you send me an email, you better have a chart or you better have the code or the template. So I need to see what you see. Okay, I need it all. Don't just send me a little snippet. I need to see the whole chart because there might be some information on here that you don't think is important, but that's the key to fixing the problem. So anyway, I hope you guys had a profitable day and week and month so far. And just remember, have a safe weekend. And when you come back to trading, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So drain the banks.